Buckle up your pant legs, zip up your hats, plaid up your vestments, and unrecomplete up your nobodies. It's time for Sounds About Light, a podcast about Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm Sam.
I'm Drew.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's the boss rush.
It's the boss rush, and I gotta say, Sam, I'm all ornery this week.
Yeah, you got vaxxed as hell.
I got vaxxed, so I didn't sleep. But also, yesterday when my fever was starting and I was watching this part, I got a little hot and bothered about certain parts of this part.
Yeah, I think it's entirely because of the vaccines. I think anyone in their right mind would love this stuff.
I liked some of this stuff, but there is a part that we'll get to it pretty soon.
Sorry, this is kind of related. Anti-vax.
Yeah.
What is his somebody's name?
Anti-vax would be, okay.
Vanitas.
Is it Vanitas? Yeah.
It's weirdly close to Vanitas.
It's Vanita or something?
Yeah. What? So you were ornery. Want to elaborate on that?
No. I mean, certain parts of this pissed me off.
Okay, I look forward to finding out why, because a lot of people have problems with the structure of this part of the game. A lot of people have problems with the content of this part of the game.
The structure is like weird. It's a specific thing that happens that really pissed me off. So we'll talk about it.
Good.
Yeah.
We start. Sora has just returned from the final world, and all the Guardians of Light head to the Keyblade Graveyard. Donald and Goofy also go there, and things immediately get strange.
Yeah.
Because everyone, right after Sora popped out of the portal back at the Keyblade Graveyard, everyone seemed to be aware that they had all just been rescued from hell.
It seemed like it.
But now it feels like we've skipped back to before any of that happened. Ventus runs over to Terra. Aqua runs over and is like, I don't know if I trust this. And then his hair turns white and he laughs. He is their 13th. Thank you, Mickey. And then he says that they're all going to be torn heart from body. This is all repeating, and it doesn't seem like he even realizes that it's happening. Sora doesn't even seem to react to it repeating.
He sometimes does and sometimes doesn't. It's weird.
It's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
And I think it's supposed to be confusing. And I think that we'll be able to talk about what is going on here, I think, in the DLC.
Okay.
So for now, it's just going to be weird. Whoa,
okay.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. What was that? Something? Do you have a ghost?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah. All right.
Was that a straw?
That was a straw and a plastic lid.
Wow. What a noise.
Anyway, we'll see if I leave that in. So Terranort goes to attack Ventus, but he is interrupted by the Lingering Will.
This is cool, but also, why is this happening?
Well, I will remind you that when Sora in a missable cutscene talked to Naminé, she said that she was going to try to connect to Terra.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So
it feels like that cutscene shouldn't be missable because it seems very relevant to what's going on.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like, I guess we time traveled or something.
It seems like we've time traveled.
Seems like
we've done it before.
Time travel's a big part of this series. Fine. But then it was like, well,
unfortunately.
Yeah. Why is it different this time? Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's really important because Naminé changes the whole tide of this whole fight.
Yes, and there's so many things that I want to say about this moment, but I can't talk about them right now. So all that we can say right now is it seems like it's because Sora talked to Naminé in the final world. There's more to it than that.
Okay.
But that's a good enough explanation for now. Yep. Lingering Will activates his moveset from the Kingdom Hearts 2 secret boss fight, which is very funny to see because he does catch Terranort's Keyblade with his whip, and then he turns his Keyblade into his gigantic laser cannon rocket launcher thing.
It does look pretty sick in good graphics.
Yeah, it's it's funny to see this way, but it is good also. We got, I think Rage Awakened is the Lingering Will boss fight music. That's blasting. And yeah, he starts to turn the tables on Terranort. He flies after him, and they are both gone for now. And we actually don't see Lingering Will again.
Yeah, that was weird to me later. I did notice that you see Lingering Will's Keyblade, but not Lingering Will later.
Yes, and if I remember correctly, that is also going to be explained in the DLC.
Good, okay.
I'll just say this right now about the DLC. It is it's going to be weird to talk about because it's basically showing you the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 again, but from a somewhat different perspective.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna have to talk about all of this again, so that'll be fun. Anyway, all the Heartless fly in, same as last time, but now because Terra Nort hasn't gotten that surprise attack on everybody, they're all in fighting shape. So we fight the Demon Tide, I think for the last time.
One would hope.
One would hope. And it starts to become that gigantic Heartless tornado, but this time Sora he's got his friends at his side, he's feeling good, he's feeling unstoppable, and he, without hesitating, just says, I'll stop it, and he just starts running at this gigantic tornado, and he jumps into the air to strike it with his Keyblade, but he's interrupted by a flash of light, and who should smile at him but Ephemer?
Hi, Ephemer.
Hi, Ephemer. What?
Yeah, this is maybe the thing that made me very angry.
Uh-huh.
We'll finish describing it, and then I'll talk about why I'm angry.
Okay, so Ephemer looks at Sora and says, need some help? And then thousands of Keyblades fly through the air at the tornado, and Sora jumps onto them and rides them around like Vanitas did in Birth by Sleep. And there's a shield that forms around Sora from 5 of the Starlight Keyblades. I don't know if that's important, but there It is. And he flies into the tornado. He starts launching Keyblades at the Heartless in the form of triangle reaction commands that are attached to the names and unions of the top-ranking KHUX whales.
Yeah. How dare they do this? How dare they put
Which
this?
Part?
It's all right. I got to figure out how I want to put this into words.
Mm-hmm.
I understand a big part of Kingdom Hearts is that not all the really plot important stuff happens in the mainline games. That's a big part of it. I accept that. But I just don't think it's okay for the mobile game to matter this much at this point, because this is so confounding to probably, I would assume, 90% of people that play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Imagine playing this without watching back cover or playing Union Cross first, and this weird boy appears and says, need some help? And you're just like, I suppose I do. What? Yeah,
no, and I bet most people don't watch that. I would assume they don't, gamers just aren't built that way. People that care do, I guess. So there's that. But I think it's just that I'm not somebody that thinks I'm not like some weirdo that's like mobile gaming isn't gaming. It's games. It's fine. Although this, in this case, is like a weird gacha game designed to separate you from your money. So I don't know about how I feel about that. But it's just.
But then you get rewarded. Your username gets to be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Amazing. Yeah. It's just not okay. I just don't think this is okay to matter this much at this moment, even though. And I just it just bothers me. I just don't think it's good, because I think that I think interconnected universes are good. I think that can be really fun, but I think that Kingdom Hearts 3, the game, should be a story that's able to stand on its own. You shouldn't have to. Right. You shouldn't have to have this much knowledge. And I think, I don't know why this is the worst of it that they've done, I think.
Right. It's like interconnected universes where there's all these different stories that kind of stuff flows between them. Mm-hmm. That's cool, but it's the kind of thing where, I mentioned Discworld last time. Yeah. I haven't read much Discworld, but a thing that I know about Discworld is that there's 60 of these books, and they are all stories that can stand on their own. But the more you read of them, you see characters that cross over, and you understand who is who and where is where and all of that stuff. This is not that, because this really does expect and to some extent require you to get all of it for any of it to make sense all the time. And even then, it's not going to make sense all the time. Yeah. I will say, as a person who has long ago accepted that I do just have to play and watch all of it, I do love this moment, but it objectively is ridiculous that it's here in the way that it is.
Yeah, I think that, and I think it's like, I think there's a way to do it that wouldn't have made me so angry. And it probably would be not showing Ephemer, maybe, and maybe just having the light of the past be like these Keyblades flying out to help them. I think just that would be okay. But I just felt like all the other stuff was just so, I don't know, I didn't like it. And, again, I'm all vaxxed up and ornery, but that is how I feel at this moment.
It does make me wonder, though. They put his whole face and head and hair and scarf, his iconic scarf, into Kingdom Hearts 3. That does make me wonder if we're going to be seeing him in 4.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I think all the Dandelion stuff's going to be really important. It's clear that Kingdom Hearts, it's clear actually the most important story comes from Unchained Key. And that's,
they're still looking for the box, Book of Prophecies, all that stuff.
Everything that happened is because of the Master of Masters, and we know that now. So, that's probably what 4 is. If 4 is truly wrapping up the series, that's what it's heading towards, I think.
Did you hear that, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, that Nomura said that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be sort of a reset point, so it'll be a really good place for new players to get into it.
What a liar.
I think that's the lie that he's told about all of them.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing maybe you would say because your marketing department thinks it's a good idea to say.
I would love to know if he really truly believes that.
I'm sure what he's... I would guess in some ways 4 will be the beginning of a new story.
It is the first game of a new arc, a new saga.
And I'm sure there's 6 hours of videos to watch that come with that game to make it your entry point if you want.
The other thing that while I do love this moment, I really can't not think about what I've heard from people who did play Union Cross and Unchained Key as it was going, which is, you see the usernames and the unions of all the people when you're mashing the button to shoot Keyblades at the Demon Tide Tornado thing. Mm-hmm. And, that's cool. But from people who played it, it sounds like these are people who were dumping money into this game. If you were not dumping money into it, you're not on this list.
Oh yeah, I'm sure these are people into it for thousands and thousands of dollars.
They paid to win, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they all have very it does make me wonder how many players were told okay, you can be in Kingdom Hearts 3, your name, but you're gonna have to change your name.
Yeah, you can't be MILFLover69 and make it into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Sora is not pressing triangle to activate MILFLover69 or Fart Huffer 420. He can press triangle to activate Carl.
Now, if they were brave enough to put MILFLover69 into it, I might change my tune about how this all went, but...
I'm gonna need everyone's power! MILFLover69! Fart Huffer 420! Come on!
My friends are my power!
My MILFs are my power! Also, I do want to say that the song that's playing in this scene is called Rise of the Union, and it's the shit. I think it's one of my favorite songs in the entire soundtrack. Anyway, Sora manages to expose the core of the Demon Tide and destroys it. All the Keyblades disperse. Presumably this is what Ericus meant when he said some light comes from the past. But why did any of this happen? Where did Ephemer come from? What is Ephemer's understanding of what just happened? Are we going to go back to Union Cross and there'll be a scene where Ephemer sees Sora and says, oh, need some help? We'll find out.
I think that, the one thing we know about the Dandelions, they went to another world to hang out to then get ready to come back and rebuild the world and save the world. And then maybe this is them finally coming back. I don't know.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
The others run over to Sora, wondering what the heck just happened. And then Dark Repliku walks over. This is a great part of the game because we're going to be talking about scenes that feature Riku, Riku Replica, and Dark Riku Replica all in the same scene.
Yeah.
Dark Repliku of the organization walks over, and Riku, he and Mickey, everyone think that this is him when he was possessed. They don't know this is Repliku, so he's very angry to see a version of him from his moment of weakness. And Repliku, he's happy to have this opportunity to get in Riku's head. He's like, yeah, that was our finest hour, haha. And then he does something completely bonkers, which is that he summons a gigantic Xehanort shade that, like, towers over them and, like, drips with Heartless.
It's pretty cool looking.
It does look very cool. I don't know when he learned how to do this, but that's fine. And then Xigbar shows up and says, we need to make sure that you're not blundering toward a second failure. So this is a weird moment, because Xigbar is the first person who has acknowledged that the Guardians of Light have lost already. But then Axel comments, hey, we failed with style. So now I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. And Axel also kind of seems to sometimes have, like, fourth wall breaking powers, too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that he's Nomura.
I can see that, yeah.
Might as well.
Might as well be, yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's all this is he's breaking the fourth wall. But I think this is something I was saying last time, is it feels as if the Seekers of Darkness are aware of the prophecy and know that the only way they can achieve their goals is to make the prophecy come true, knowing that Sora will then fix it somehow. Mm-hmm. So I think that is what's going on here, and that Xigbar knows, well, if they made it this far, it's because it's their second attempt.
Could be, yeah.
That's a bit of a guess, but I think that's what's going on
Xigbar also seems to be special in some ways compared to some of the other nobodies, so he might just have more knowledge than some of the other ones do.
Yeah, he is my special guy also.
Yeah, it's true. We do love Xigbar.
And he says, all right, Riku, Dark Replica, whatever, I'll leave the rest to you. And then he takes that Xehanort shade and forms it into like a dozen demon towers, which again feels like maybe a little bit above his pay grade in terms of power level, but even Sora's sick of it. He sees all these demon towers and it's just like, this again?
Yeah.
So everyone's starting to get demoralized. They're completely surrounded. They feel like they're, there's no way that we can like push through these to reach the organization. What are we going to do? Aqua says, I'll kind of sacrifice myself so you can get past, but Ventus says, no way. Donald and Goofy are cowering. Even Mickey seems to have given up, but then a huge beam of golden light descends from the sky, and it's fucking Yen Sid, and he casts a gigantic light spell to clear a path ahead.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It is cool. In a way, Yen Sid, who is Disney, becomes Moses, which is kind of ironic considering stuff I know about Walt Disney.
Well, he does very much Moses it in this scene.
He does. You did skip one thing, which is at one point Mickey's about to do something, and then Riku holds him back because Mickey was going to do time magic, apparently, and Riku told him not to do it because he'd wear himself out too early in the fight. Yeah,
I thought that was fun that you see, like, wow, Riku he's been adventuring with Mickey for a long time. He knows how he thinks. He knows how he fights. He knew it was about to happen, and he said, don't do that.
Well, I also like, what time? I guess just, is it just Stopka, or like, what is he going to do?
We've seen him, like, panic cast Stopsa a lot. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what Riku was expecting.
Got it. Okay.
We've all had that spell in whatever video game that we just frantically mash the button when everything's going badly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, Donald and Goofy agree to stay back and support Yen Sid while the others go fight the organization. And Donald tells Sora that he's a whole pint all on his own. And they all run up ahead. They reach the very important X from the center of the Keyblade graveyard. And the organization arrive. They all have their hoods on, it's a cool callback to the Birth by Sleep secret cutscene, where we see
right.
Xehanort and Vanitas arrive to fight Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Also, it does need to be said, they are wearing their hoods purely for the drama, and they're right to do it.
That's a big part of being in the organization.
That's right.
A couple of them appear to really only be in the organization for the drama.
Yeah. Also, I think there's literally one organization member at this point who has not been revealed yet. So I guess if they were the only one with their hood on, it would just be very weird.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool. Xehanort is here. And he says, today, alongside these dead Keyblade wielders, we shall be leaving our mark on fate. And he stabs his Keyblade into the ground, and then something very strange happens, which is there's sort of lines like a circuit board kind of run across the ground, and then a gigantic stone labyrinth rises out of the ground. And we know that Xehanort can manipulate Earth, but this feels different to me. This doesn't seem like Xehanort creating a labyrinth. This feels like him unearthing an ancient structure.
Agreed, because it's got a lot of like art on it and stuff.
Yeah, there's like faded engravings, and then I do love that he kind of backs off and just, very similar to Birth by Sleep, he just creates this very tall mountain for him to just watch everything while sneering.
I mean, he is doing the same thing he did in Birth by Sleep, just more effectively this time.
Yeah. There's one more thing that I want to mention here. I have no idea if it's significant, but I never noticed it before, is that as he perches on his mountain to watch the boss rush, there are 2 bolts of lightning that collide in the sky above him. One is purple, one is gold. I think it's probably just a visual metaphor for the ensuing fights, but you never really know with these games.
What else do you think that could be?
If it's not just a visual metaphor, then I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
But I don't know, something about it just looked notable, but I really don't know.
Okay, well, put a pin in that, I guess.
Good news, though, I have a crackpot corner.
Oh, great.
So, the Badlands, where the Keyblade Graveyard exists, is the only world that we know of in the Kingdom Hearts universe that is a big empty landscape with no population. Every other world has people in it.
True.
And we know that when the Keyblade War covered the world in darkness, the worlds that persisted were able to do so through the light of children's hearts that formed some sort of protection around those kind of pocket areas. But there's nobody here. So how does this world still exist, is my question. Because the Keyblade War that led to the darkness, we watched it, and it happened here, and this was already a wasteland. So it's not like that happened and then there was some population that kept it around. So it should have fallen to darkness unless it has some sort of light source that we're not aware of, which could be residual light from all the Keyblade wielders who died there. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, I think that there's more to the Badlands than we've seen. I think there's a history here. Because he pulled that labyrinth out of the ground. It's called the Skein of Severance. I think a skein is a maze, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I said, I don't think that he made that. I think that he just unearthed it. And if it was already buried in the ground when the Keyblade War happened in Unchained Key, then that suggests that even for the foretellers, it's ancient history that we don't know about. And, you know, it's been implied before that there are multiple Keyblade Wars, and there's, quote, the ancient Keyblade War. And I think this is another point that the thing that we saw was not that. The history of this universe has to go back way earlier. And that would imply that the Master has an important origin story that is yet to be told, which means that his origin story is not Kingdom Hearts 1. So the existence of this labyrinth proves that Sora is not the Master of Masters.
All right, I buy it.
Thank God.
Yeah, I just don't think he is.
That's not the real point of this theory,
No.
But it is the real point of all my theories.
Yeah.
In a different way.
No, I agree that there's definitely. I think this is like a lot of Final Fantasy games about cycles, and I'm assuming there's been lots of Keyblade Wars.
Now that's interesting. I don't know if I'd ever considered that there were more than the 2. Something to chew on. I will say, I think it's cool that we have the story of the previous Keyblade War in the form of Union Cross. I don't think I want to see even further back.
Agreed.
Some things can be mysterious and ancient. Please?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I'd be okay with them like telling us about it a little bit, but I don't want to. Yeah, I don't need to know about the original war too much.
No. Anyway, everyone runs up ahead. There's a format here that we don't need to talk about, but Sora is going to have to choose who to help a few times. It doesn't matter. The point is he will walk into an area and be like, should I go help Riku or Mickey? And then he chooses one, and then he helps the other one later. It's just the game letting you choose the order. It happened in the video, so I wanted to address it, but it doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, I was wondering if it mattered. I assumed that it didn't, because it feels like it couldn't.
Not at all. It is funny, though, to hear Sora yelling stuff out loud to the player, where he's like, I have to get through that door before it closes. Yeah, I know. Thank you. I figured from the timer.
Right.
Anyway.
What happens if you don't make it to the door? Do you get a game over?
I think it just, like, resets you. I don't think it... I don't remember. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Nothing interesting. Mickey is holding his own against Luxord, Marluxia, Larxene, and Xemnas because he is a badass little mouse.
Yeah, this is a Mickey Demand scene. He's doing all sorts of backflips and sick moves.
He is Mickey Demand.
Yeah.
Sora runs in and Marluxia's boss theme, Lord of the Castle, starts playing, which is another favorite of mine, so fuck yes. They fight for a bit, and then Xemnas does some weird shit where he throws an energy ball at Luxord and says, enjoy, and Luxord, powers up. We've never seen him do this before, but I guess he can, because he did.
I suppose.
Great. Fine. And then he leaves, and Luxord says, that was exactly what I needed, and he traps Mickey in a card, and there's a funny face.
Oh,
Thumbs up.
This must have been a moment where I didn't notice him getting powered up. This must have been a moment where my COVID fever possibly distracted me or maybe not understand what I was seeing. Because when he said that's exactly what I needed, I did not know what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, he's talking about Xemnas powering him up.
Okay.
But then you calmed back down and were sort of grounded by seeing the funny image of Mickey trapped in a card.
Yeah, you get a cool Mickey trading card, which is fun. Yeah, this goes back. I did send you a question over over Discord saying, is a Kova shot as debilitating as making a BLT? And we'll so far it doesn't seem like it, but I don't know. Maybe I missed other stuff too.
For anyone who doesn't listen to Doctor Huh, Jordan was making a BLT while watching Doctor Who once and was not following the plot.
Yeah.
I think that's just the Kingdom Hearts effect, but the vaccines probably didn't help.
Yeah, probably not.
So Sora has to do annoying Luxord card combat while also being attacked by Marluxia and Larxene, which is ridiculous. He defeats Luxord. This is the first of our many scenes in which Sora defeats a boss and then they talk to each other. They all begin the same way, with a column of darkness exploding into the sky, which I think means that Xehanort's influence over them is being torn away, I think.
Okay.
I think he's unnorting them.
Yeah, I thought that he was, because these are all basically nobodies, I think that he's killing the nobody so they can go recomplete with their heart somewhere. And
this is what's confusing. This is what's confusing. They're not all nobodies. Some of them are nobodies. Not all of them, though.
Yeah. Well, my feeling was that all the ones that are nobodies are going back to recomplete, and the other ones are just dying.
I think that some of them are time travelers who are being kicked out of this time.
True.
Some of them are, nobodies who are being destroyed, so they will then be recompleted. In the case of Luxord, he is a nobody. He's going to reappear somewhere as some guy. Drowl. I think a lot of people think that it's Ludor.
Ludor, okay.
Which has the Latin root for game, so that seems likely. Anyway,
yeah.
He just smiles and he tells Sora that he's an epic gamer. He tosses Sora a card and says it's a wild card. Hang on to it. It could turn the tables.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that is yet.
Oh, what? It hasn't come up even in this game?
Nope.
What is Luxord's deal?
We don't know yet.
Luxord is maybe the weirdest character to me.
Yeah, I think he and Demix are really up there. But yeah, we're the fact that those two are the only ones that we don't know who they are, I think means that they are both going to be very important in a future game. So keep an eye out for that wild card in Kingdom Hearts 4.
It's wild it doesn't come up in the fight against Xehanort. It feels like it should come up in the fight against Xehanort.
Nope.
Okay.
Luxord's gone.
Okay.
Well, their ending here together is weirdly chill, where Sora is just like, let's play again sometime when we're just guys. And Luxord says, I should like that very much, Sora. And he disintegrates and Mickey is released. And I think when Mickey appears, he goes, ah.
He's so refreshed after being a card. Maybe it might be great. I've never been a card. It might be really good.
It's like in, I think there's some Pokemon manga where they show the inside of a Pokeball is like a hotel room.
That's right. Yeah, it could be like
Mickey's
that.
back from the card spa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going to keep rolling through these boss fight cutscenes. Larxene, she seems very mad when she is free of the darkness or whatever. And Sora gives her the most genuine smile and says, you're going to be recompleted.
And she's not as excited about that as he is.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I lost to a bunch of losers, but she kind of mellows out and says, it's better than being that geezer's heart tank. And Sora says, why'd you even do this in the first place? And she says she was just along for the ride, but she refuses to say who she's talking about. Presumably Marluxia? Loriem?
Yeah, she was like in love with Marluxia or something.
We know they were or were they friends? I can't remember if she was friends with Strelitzia or if she was friends with him. I think she might have been friends with both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, she does have, I mean, it's interesting she admits she has maybe the least motivation of all of them.
Yeah. Also interesting, she seems to remember. Maybe. It's still unclear, but it sounds like she knows that she is friends with Marluxia.
Yeah, but did she know the whole time? Because a lot of them start remembering stuff right as, I think, Xehanort's being ejected from their hearts.
Yeah, that's what happens with Marluxia here is, he's kind of looking down at his hands and he's like, oh my god, it's all coming back to me. He gives kind of a bitter laugh and Sora's like, oh, is that a real laugh? And he says, yeah, my heart is remembering to feel, thanks to you, Sora. And Sora is very sweet. Sora is just so sincere here and he just says, really? That's good. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Granted, Sora doesn't really remember his past with Marluxia.
No.
So he can't have much of a grudge against him or Larxene.
He just likes it when somebody has a nice resolution.
Yeah, it is funny to imagine the version of these cutscenes where he does remember what they did in Chain of Memories.
I kind of wish I feel like he should remember it by now.
Too late.
Yeah.
If it was going to happen, it would have happened already, I feel like.
No, for sure.
But yeah, he has no grudge against these two, so he's just like, oh, you're gonna be recompleted. Isn't that nice? And yeah, Marluxia, he smiles at Sora and thanks him for helping him reclaim his identity and his purpose. And if we take this at face value, it seems like he doesn't remember being Loriem, which is why I'm a little bit curious whether Larxene remembers being Elrena. But we will not get any answers here.
No, for sure. Yeah, I do. This whole part did make me wonder, and like, how much control do you have over yourself once you've been Norted? Like, how much of you is being controlled by the piece of Xehanort in you or not, Yeah,
it doesn't seem like you have like lost your free will by any means, because like Demyx and Vexen, I think, were both Norted, I think.
True, and they totally betrayed them. It's just like Terra Xehanort is completely like is having like a weird battle inside of himself. And
yeah, although that's a different situation because that is Xehanort put his heart into Terra's body.
Isn't that what he's doing with everybody?
Is that a different situation?
No, isn't that what he's doing with all of them?
Yeah, now that I'm saying it. Although, yeah, I don't know. We don't really know how he went about putting his... Although I guess we saw him try to do it to Sora in Dream Drop Distance. He just like blasted a heart at Sora.
Yeah, I mean, it could be maybe more like what happened to Riku with Ansem.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's something about like whether it was done willingly.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I don't know. It is just weird because it isn't consistent across people. And I don't know. I think probably never learned why.
Yeah, although if I really think about it, the people who are the most, like, loyal to Xehanort are Xehanort, Yeah. Terra Xehanort, Ansem, Xemnas, Xehanort himself, young Xehanort. Then you have people like Demyx and Vexen, who they have a piece of his heart in them, but that doesn't mean that they have any obligation to serve him in the way that, like, of course Terra Xehanort is going to serve Xehanort. He's Xehanort.
Yeah.
True. So maybe that's all it is.
Yeah. Could be.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe we won't. But yeah, that's the end of this section of boss fights. Mickey says, I'm going to go find Xemnas. You go help the others. Sora catches up with Riku, who is fighting Repliku, Xigbar, and Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. Same as Xemnas, Ansem leaves partway through the fight. I think we can all see where that's going.
Mm-hmm.
Big boss fight with all the Xehanorts later. They defeat Xigbar. He says some weird stuff about wanting a Keyblade. Did we know this from Birth by Sleep?
I don't think we... I think we knew he made a deal with Xehanort, and apparently the deal was he gets a Keyblade.
He says, if I had a Keyblade, this would be different. And Sora says, you're not worthy of one. And he says, yeah, I am. The old coot promised to bequeath me his. That's the only reason I put up with all his nonsense. And Riku says it would be wasted on him. He gives us one final as if. And he has a different ending than the others, but he teleports on top of the labyrinth wall and he smirks and jumps backwards to his death. Maybe, maybe not. His guns do disintegrate as if he has died, but there's no getting around it. He exited this scene in a way other than visibly dying.
Yeah, I think that says to me that Zigbar's still around.
What? But he seems so irrelevant.
He kind of doesn't. He kind of seems like maybe the most important one of all.
Well, see you later, Zigbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember when I played this if I instantly flagged, oh, so he's coming back.
Yeah. No, I definitely noticed. I'm like, oh yeah, so he for sure is not dead.
Come to think of it, I think I actually beat him first. So I didn't notice that his ending was different from everybody else.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So next they defeat Repliku, and again, at this point, they still think that this is just Riku from the past. But as he is defeated, he gives a very angry, "You're not real!" And Riku's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
He says, "Aren't you my past self?" And then the real Repliku, if that makes sense as words, pops out of Riku and says, "Nah, this is me." And he stabs Repliku in the chest with his hand and pushes the darkness out of the replica body, maybe, or something. We just see it for a moment as like a Riku mannequin in a black coat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he says, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. He pushes Dark Repliku out of the replica, leaving it completely empty. Now it is a classic faceless white mannequin. And Riku's confused. He's like, why don't you take it? This is what you've been waiting for, right? And he says, nope, the world already has you. Someone else needs this more. You know who I mean. And Riku realizes that all of this was for Naminé, which I think we already figured out, but there it is.
And they do give us a little flashback to Repliku, like, protecting Naminé and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it does feel a little bit weird, remembering that in the same way that Sora was with Naminé in Chain of Memories, Repliku is kind of doing that same thing where he's like, I know that those memories aren't real, but they feel real, so I'm going to keep my promise that I didn't make.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
I was glad to learn this was Repliku because I was like, it doesn't make sense if this is time traveling Riku, because then, like, if they beat him, then does Riku die? Like, how does that work, you know? So it's good to know that it was just Repliku.
Well, we know from Dream Drop Distance that when you beat the time travelers, they don't die, they just, like, snap back to the moment that they left from.
That's true. That's true. But I think even somebody says, like, well, no, it couldn't have been you because you're here.
Yeah, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I think also there's a very useless distinction here, I feel like, because whether this is past Riku when he was possessed by Ansem or Repliku when he was at his most evil, either way, they traveled back in time, grabbed the heart of a version of Riku that was possessed by darkness and brought it into the future and put it in a replica body. So even if this was just past Riku, there would still be a replica for Repliku to push Riku out of the replica and give the replica to Naminé, and I think that sentence made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I followed.
So I guess it's just more meaningful to Repliku that he defeated himself to save Naminé.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's right.
So that's fine. Anyway, he wishes Riku good luck and disappears along with Dark Repliku in a column of gold and purple light because his heart was light in the end. Yay, wahoo, woohoo, yay, great.
Yay.
Let's hope we never have to talk about 3 different versions of the same character in one scene again. Ha 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 ha.
At least those ones are much more distinct from each other.
Here's a fun thing about this scene is that I believe this was patched out when the DLC came out, but if I remember correctly, when you defeat them here, the replica body is just lying on the ground, and a lot of people would make Sora take selfies with it.
Really? God.
But I think they patched that out because it was weird. I don't think they should have patched it out. But
No, you should be allowed to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like, okay, we'll get this to nominate once this is all dealt with. So Riku goes to chase after Ansem, like Mickey did with Xemnas. I wonder where this is all going. Big boss fight. Next up, Kairi and Axel are fighting Saïx, along with a mysterious unknown hooded figure wielding a kingdom key.
It's very clearly Shion.
What? Who?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know what I was saying.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting. We never really see this any other time, but did you catch in the video that when Saïx uses his berserk power, Shion copies his weapon?
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's fun.
Yeah. Because that's what she was designed to do.
Yeah.
Now that we know this is Shion, I want to talk about something that I put a pin in Big Hero 6 world.
Right.
Which is that Riku Replica, when he was in San Francisco, he said that he was gathering data on a few things. And I wish I had kept what he said. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Okay.
So when he was in San Francisco, he said that he was collecting data to see if you can make a heart out of data. And what he said he was collecting was the terror of being attacked without warning, the despair of having no place to run, and the longing for vengeance. So all the data that he was collecting was exactly what did drive Shion to fight her friends.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, which I never caught before, but I thought that was a cool detail.
Yeah, I like that.
Anyway, Shion is here. Axel is trying to get through to Aiza, but he's not hearing it. So he knocks Axel down and he's going to finish him off. But Xemnas interrupts. And he Xemnas' monologuing in this scene is so funny.
Yeah.
He walks up to Axel very slowly and dramatically and he's like, funny. We once trusted you to deal with traitors. But now it seems that you are a traitor who needs to be dealt with, in my opinion, if you ask me.
Yeah.
He says, what final words do you have for your superior? And Axel says, you were never my superior. And Xemnas says, the something useless and forgotten Axel. He says, no, I'm a fan favorite. And he says...
Do you know how popular I am?
He delivers 7 epic Axel moments in a row where he's like...
Are you kidding? Do you know how popular I am? I got loads of people rooting for me. Sorry, boss. No one axes Axel. Got it memorized?
And at that point, I'm kind of rooting for Xemnas.
Oh, totally. Yeah, this guy needs to go.
Shut the fuck up, Axel. That's way too many things. He tries to attack Xemnas with his Keyblade, but Xemnas says what we've all been saying when we look at this Axel Keyblade, which is, you call that a Keyblade?
It is very stubby.
It's pretty dumb. I'm not really sure what he does here. He catches Axel's Keyblade and, dispels it, seemingly. He later mentions that Axel's Keyblade is, destroyed.
Yeah, it's gone, I guess. He doesn't have one anymore.
I don't think that's true.
Maybe. I mean, they say that Axel's done with this fight now, that they have to replace him with somebody else.
I'm fairly sure that he will still have his Keyblade later. I think in the DLC we see that he does still have a Keyblade.
I guess it's broken for a while, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Xemnas doesn't know what he's talking about. I have no idea. But he summons his laser dome from Kingdom Hearts 2 and starts blasting the shit out of Axel. And he's about to finish him with one last lightsaber stab when Shion, who is still wearing her hood, catches the blade and says, we need him alive. And he says, we only need his heart. We do not need his soul. So write that down. That's the 5th mention of souls in this franchise.
I wrote down that oh yeah, we don't talk about souls a lot in this game, but it is the other component. Because that's what Lingering Will is, right? Is the soul. I
think. But I think, God, if we really get into Lingering Will, it's a whole mess, because I think Xehanort said something like, your heart and soul have both been defeated, so why does your will resist? So I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
But anyway, Xemnas says, oh, wouldn't this be delicious? How about you kill him? And Axel is like, who are you? And she starts to look conflicted as she points her Keyblade in his face, and then Sora steps between them and says, don't do this. And she kind of freaks out, and she starts like relentlessly beating the shit out of Sora's Keyblade with her Keyblade. And he says, "You can stop now, it's alright." And then in Roxas's voice, "Shion."
Yeah, that was cool. I like this.
And she starts crying, and so do I. We'll add that to the list. She starts remembering everything. Xemnas calls her a useless puppet and kicks her in the stomach, which I don't know if this is intentional, but I think that that's a callback to Larxene kicking... oh no, I'm mixing up when she fought Riku Replica and when she kicked Sora in the stomach. It's just a classic stomach kick. And her hood falls back, and Axel remembers her suddenly. And then we get one of the great Xemnas lines of all time, as Axel is like trying uselessly to hold back Xemnas, and Xemnas just stomps on his foot and says, "Wait your turn, also ran."
It's not cool, Xemnas.
I don't know why he has this very consistent trait of just saying things in weird, like, kind of dated sounding ways.
It's because he's the district manager, and he's not...
He's the district manager.
He's just not cool.
But you know what is cool?
What's cool?
Is when Roxas's heart pops out of Sora's body, and we hear Roxas's voice say, "Hands off my friends."
Yeah, that's cool.
And his theme is blaring.
How did his replica get here?
Remind.
Okay, because
We'll see.
I wrote in my notes that I thought that Chip and Dale should have like done...
You got it, boss!
I think they should have done like an airdrop of his body or whatever. Like it should have...
Where are we dropping, boys?
It should have dropped in like an ODST like drop pod and like opened with like a big hiss, like the door flies off, and then Roxas's heart shoots out into the replica. I think that would have been good.
A gummy ship flies overhead, drops a replica out. It lands like upside down, head stuck in the ground. Sora releases Roxas's heart, and then he's just like...
Yeah. Anyway, that would have all been better than what we got, which is just Roxas appears.
Which is still good.
Which is still cool, but I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah, so Xemnas realizes in this moment that they have been betrayed because the other guys were able to get a replica. He realizes that Ansem the Wise and Zexion helped them out, and Roxas says, "You're not as good at winning over people's hearts as you think." And Xemnas realizes what he means, which I assume is Vexen and Demyx.
Yeah.
He says the last thing that he needed was a connection, and Sora helped him with that. And that's another thing that will make more sense later.
Okay.
So Xemnas says, "All right," and he grabs Kairi, and he says, "Well, you have another Guardian of Light, so you don't need this one," and he leaves with Kairi. Classic.
I was disappointed to see Kairi get kidnapped again.
Oh, we were all disappointed. I don't think a single person in the world liked this.
Especially after, like...
Oh, what a fun development for the game.
Especially after how she got to be, like, cool and rescue Sora from, like, death and everything just a little bit ago. It's a bummer to see them go right back to making her his motivation only.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
But he leaves, and Shion says, "Okay, Axel, you get some rest. Roxas and I will help Sora." Saïx fails to 3v1 them, and Axel runs over as he collapses. I really like the way that they talk to each other in this scene, because Saïx is being very smug prick.
Yeah.
And Axel is just like, he has no patience for it. Saïx is like, "Why so sad?" And Axel, he's not mad at Saïx because of what Saïx is doing to him. He's mad at Saïx for what he's doing to himself. And he's like, "I can't believe you let them reduce you to this." And Saïx tries to taunt him about, like, "Oh, it looks like you need those marks under your eyes that we mentioned for the first time earlier in this game." And Axel's like, "Just stop it. Stop all of this shit. Why, what happened? This was all supposed to be for our friend that we were trying to save." And Saïx admits that, he felt like he sacrificed everything to look for this girl that they knew. And then Axel just made some new friends, and he was jealous.
Kind of wild that he did all this shit just because he was jealous. But
yeah, I don't know if he realized that was what was going on until later. But yeah, he's like, "It felt like you had exited our lives, and I lost all sense of purpose, and I was furious. And Axel's like, I never forgot about you. And he says, yeah, I know. You wouldn't do that, but I was jealous. And Axel says, you admit it, which is great.
Yeah.
And Sayek says, if I make it back, you're not going to get it out of me a second time.
That's good. Yeah, I like that.
I really like these two. And he collapses into Axel's arms and he says, see you, Aiza. And Sayek says, see you, Lee. And then he disappears. And Sora runs off to go save Kairi. And Roxas and Axel smile at each other. And then Shion, this is so sad. Shion is like standing kind of a ways away from the two of them, just sobbing and like taking nervous steps toward them. And Axel's like, guess I should have brought some ice cream. And then he starts crying and they all hug and cry.
Yeah. I like this. I think that, again, I think when that game came around, I thought their friendship might have come together a little too fast, but I still like these characters. I like the friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a great reunion. It's funny to think that Shion was never intended to come back.
Yeah, that is good.
But yeah, I think they made it work. When they found Vexen's data and they were like, well, none of us remember this person, but we have everything we need to create a powerful Keyblade wielder. I think it makes enough sense for the payoff to be worth completely changing the plan for this character.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Now we are in the last of this round of boss fights. Is Aqua and Ventus fighting Terranort and Vanitas. We begin with Vanitas Defeatus. His Daft Punk helmet shatters, and Sora sees his own face looking at him.
Yeah, which is fun. I like that. I like that Sora just didn't. I forgot that Sora didn't know that his face was over there.
This is news to him.
Yeah.
We get a Vanitas monologue where he basically is arguing that this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because Sora is looking at himself, but evil, and he's like, what? And Vanitas, he might as well pull out like a whiteboard. He's like, I'm the piece of Ventus that was taken away. You're the piece he needed to be whole again. So why shouldn't you and I look exactly the same? It's like so defensive, not in tone, but in words.
I mean, it makes as much sense as Roxas looking like Ventus. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, we are brothers who together make a greater whole. And Sora's like,
Okay.
I really like this moment where, Sora's like, well, if we're brothers, why don't you join us? And Vanitas is like, because I'm darkness. And Sora starts to argue, but Ventus just like holds up a hand as if to say, I know that you're the protagonist, but this is my conversation, right? Not yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also it is just like, Ventus is like, yeah, it's fine. He's darkness, and that's his choice.
Yeah, Ventus is like, I never asked to be, separated into light and darkness. People should be allowed to choose what they are. And Vanitas says, well, I did. And what I am is darkness. And I love the way that Ventus responds to that, because he gives this it's such like a bitter, but he's kind of giving up. He's like,
we decide what we are.
But, Ventus, I did decide who I am. You see?
And what you are is darkness?
What I am is darkness.
Okay.
He's like, I'm never going to be able to get through to this guy.
Yeah.
We cannot understand each other. But Sora doesn't get that. And he's like, how is that okay? And Vanitas just smiles and dies.
Yeah, I thought Vanitas couldn't die as long as Ventus was around. Did I misremember that?
I think this is another time travel thing.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. They defeat Terranort. He has another kind of different defeat moment because, he's not a time traveler. This is just Terra's body that was... Okay, I don't know if we ever really talked about the fact that when Xemnas was defeated... I think this was kind of alluded to in a fragmentary passage, is that Terra, recompleted, but his heart was still not in his body. And he was, kind of trapped somewhere. So they just, found the body and just put Xehanort's heart back in.
Got it. Okay, I wondered about that.
Yeah, so this is his real body that exists in the present, and he kind of collapses. He seems unconscious. Terra inside of him is, like, fighting to get control of his body back, but Xehanort's heart takes over again and blasts all these darkness chains out, wrapping up Sora, Ventus, and Aqua. He says a very dumb line, which is, "You will never break these chains. There are bonds."
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm meant to take that.
Yeah, me neither. And then he just kind of whips them around in a way that looks like it would maybe sort of be like a fun ride at a carnival for a while.
Yeah, but not for as long and as hard as he does it.
True. Yeah.
It's like, as far as Kingdom Hearts violence goes, this is one of the more, like, upsetting things to watch, in my opinion. He, like, swings and whips them around on these chains until they're, like, completely limp and unconscious.
Yeah, it's interesting he's not, like, smacking them into stuff. He's just whipping them through the air so hard that they are going unconscious.
Yeah, because they can't be injured for when they win.
Right. Yeah.
But as he is about to finish them off with a slam into the ground, but Ventus weakly says, "Terra, I kept my promise," and he swings them down, and what should happen but the old Cum Guardian flies out and catches them, and Terra's theme is playing as he shatters the chains, and Sora lands on his feet and he's fine. And he grabs Xehanort by the face, Terranort, whatever, and he rips the little bindings off of his mouth that have never been mentioned, because why would we ever have mentioned those?
Yeah, sure.
And he starts repeating his final line from Birth by Sleep. "One day I will set this right. I will return to this land and protect my friends." And Sora uses his Keyblade to blast Terranort with a beam of light, and Terra releases his heart from the Cum Guardian, and it pushes out the darkness of Xehanort from his body, and he's Terra again. Yay!
Wow. Are we meant to believe that Terra was always the Cum Guardian?
You know what's funny is I didn't want to spoil this one, but when you know it, it doesn't even feel like they were trying to hide it.
Does he kind of look like? I mean,
He doesn't look like Terra particularly, but literally we saw the moment of its creation, which was Xehanort in Terra's body takes his Keyblade, the No Name, and says, "Get out of my heart," and he stabs himself in the chest, and Terra's heart leaves inside of the Guardian and splatters down into the ground and starts sinking into the darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was other stuff. The big clue was in Dream Drop Distance, when Sora confronts Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and he summons the Guardian. It reaches out to Riku in the same pose as when he gave Riku the Keyblade, and Riku looks at the Guardian and thinks about his promise to Terra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you look back over it, it's kind of just right there.
Got it. Well, in like Zenmus and Ansem, are they nobodies? Were they made out of Terra? They were made out of Terra Xehanort's body, right?
Correct.
So okay, and so
which is why they're shredded.
Which is why they're so big, and that's why, and that's why Terra would be attached to Ansem. Okay, that works.
Yeah, which is also why when Xemnas was defeated, Terra would have been recompleted, but his heart was just trapped in the Guardian.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I did notice. So you see Lingering Will's Keyblade lying there, which I guess is just Terra's Keyblade, but Lingering Will's not here anymore. So I guess it got defeated.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
For some reason. But yeah, Terra, he's back in his body. He's normal Terra again. His voice actor is doing a little bit better.
Yeah. Wow, guys, I'm back.
When Aqua is like, "Oh, is it really you?" And he says, It's me. Thank you for lighting my way back, and thank you, Ventus, for keeping your promise. This was all the way back in Radiant Garden in Birth by Sleep. Ventus wanted to follow Terra, and Terra said, I need to go by myself, but just promise me that you'll be there for me when I need you. And Ventus said, of course, we're friends. So that's what that's referring to if you don't remember. It's quite a while ago.
Yeah, I didn't quite remember, so that's good.
So they're all crying and hugging, and Sora says, I'll go fight more guys. Ventus wants to come with him, but Aqua says, no, we need to hug and cry.
Yeah.
It is now nighttime. They've been fighting for quite a while now. And Sora finally catches up to Mickey and Riku, who are fighting Ansem, Xemnas, and young Xehanort, while old Xehanort watches from on top of his asshole mountain, smirking and sneering.
Yeah.
And Sora's just like, oh, by the way, Riku, Xemnas took Kairi. And Riku's like, what?
God damn it, Sora.
Xehanort reveals 9 Keyblades, which are all no-name, which he says have been created by their fights so far. And he says that there are 4 left to produce, and that's what they're going to do right here, right now. This is a new version of the Keyblade, I guess, where you make 13 no-name Keyblades, and then they become the Keyblade, but whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like, the original Keyblade was pure light versus pure dark, clashing to make the Keyblade, and now you've got, light people fighting dark people, I guess. In a less... The important numbers of 7 and 13. Yeah, in a less pitched sort of way, I suppose. But, this is interesting. Is this how No Name... Is this what No Name always was? Or are they just No Names because Xehanort is making them?
That's a great question. Maybe we'll find out someday. Okay. Or maybe we won't. But maybe it was just because it would look intimidating and cool, which it does.
It's true.
Sora has a very weak and useless moment of rebellion as he says, I'll never help you with that. And then Xehanort says, you know that I have Kairi, right? And Sora's like, shit!
Yeah, okay.
He does a finger wiggle, and they fight the 3 Xehanorts, but not the Xehanort. Young Xehanort's ending scene is fairly short, presumably because he is the least of a character of any of these people, as far as Sora knows, anyway. There is a very funny contrast between Xemnas, Ansem Seeker of Darkness, and young Xehanort in the way that their scenes end, which is that Xemnas and Ansem are kind of like, well, we've been through a lot together, haven't... Young Xehanort is a prick.
What's been his whole thing is showing up to tell Sora he's, screwing up, He's like, oh, you're fucking up again, Sora. You're fucking up again.
It's so funny. Sora beats him, and he's just like, ha ha, I'm going back to my time, and you're fucked.
Yeah, you're going to pay for what you did.
I've got 80, 90, looks up at Xehanort, maybe 300 years ahead of me.
Yeah, he says, Sora, you're done in this world. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's gone. Xemnas is next. He very calmly acknowledges his defeat. And Sora's like, I know that you have a heart. What are you feeling what are you feeling right now? And Xemnas is like, I feel emptiness where my companions once stood, who I took for granted. I don't know who he means. And this is a moment that I actually thought was very interesting in the way that it's confusing. I don't know what we're supposed to get from this, but Xemnas is Terra's body with his heart removed and Xehanort's heart put in, and then Xehanort's heart removed. So he has a very confused existence.
He has I would assume that means he has the memories of Xehanort and Terra then.
Yeah, because when in Kingdom Hearts 2 we saw that scene of him going to sort of meditate with Aqua's armor and trying to recover his memories.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says that he feels like he took his companions for granted, I don't know if he means the organization, Aqua and Ventus, Ericus, maybe other Keyblade wielders that we don't know that they were friends with when they were young.
I took it as the organization. I took it as I had companions and I kind of just never connected and now I have nothing.
Yeah, he could mean from when he was an apprentice working for Ansem the Wise. Yeah, maybe he means Vexen and Braig and Dylan and Alias and all them. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool that it's so hard to tell who he's feeling these feelings about.
Well, yeah, and I think it goes back to one of the cool things about this series, which is a body can develop a heart of its own, right? Mm-hmm. And so Xemnas is not the same as Xehanort. He is different and has different thoughts and feelings, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if we're supposed to see this ambiguity, but it could just be that the game is a mess, but I don't know. Whatever the intent was, I thought that this was a cool moment. And, he says he's the first real surge of emotion that he can remember in his existence, and it's loneliness. And he says, a heart is just pain. And Sora says, well, pain is part of being human. And he says, it must take incredible strength. And that's the end of Xemnas. And I love that. I think that's such a cool ending for him.
It is very cool. Yeah.
You know, it's a game about the power of hearts and friendship and connections. And this is a villain who tried to obtain power through cutting himself off from all of those things. And at the end of it all, he's like, yeah, I was wrong. I made myself weaker, not stronger. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
The final non-Xehanort to be defeated is Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. Much like Ventus earlier, Riku steps forward and says, this is my cutscene, Sora. They have a very weird connection. Ansem is like, what a long, strange trip it's been. And Riku's like, you know what? I'm going to miss you in a weird way. And Ansem's like, well, you know, I know better than anyone how strong you are, and I never stood a chance. He also has like a very somber moment here where he says like, I knew that I had an opportunity to defy my fate. I assume he's talking about working with the organization here. Mm-hmm. But when I learned that the others betrayed me, I felt like nothing else mattered anymore. And I assume that what he's referring to is when he saw that nobodies were helping Ansem the Wise escape. Presumably he put it together that was Demyx and Vexen.
Yeah, he must have. Yeah.
But yeah, he's like, you know, when I thought like, do I feel bad that I've been betrayed? He's like, no, I don't feel anything. And Riku looks kind of sad, but Ansem says, move on, boy. There's more to seek. So go forth and seek it. And that is the end of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. I assume that all of these characters will come back in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Maybe. Yeah.
I hope not.
I do like that he says your strength is vaster than darkness.
Uh-huh.
And I like that because that is also him finally admitting that, because his whole thing was that darkness is real strength and it's stronger than light, and it's the true nature of the heart. And then Kingdom Hearts 1 is him violently learning that that's not true. And so this is him admitting that in his final moment too.
Yeah, and it's also a little bit of a double meaning where it's like your strength is vaster than the darkness. Also, your strength is vaster than the strength of darkness. I think yeah, it's a cool line.
Yeah.
Again, it's such a difficult situation that they put themselves into with this game where they said, we're going to wrap up the stories of 13 villains and antagonists.
I think this is okay. I think this is maybe about as good as you could. I honestly think it might have been better without the contrivance of the maze, but I guess I don't know, you know?
But that is kind of where I land, where I'm like, they had a near impossible task for the conclusion of the Kingdom Hearts quote-unquote trilogy.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they really could have landed this much better than they did.
Totally.
And I've said before, while I do think that this whole thing is a mess and it is weird and it doesn't really work that well, and no normal story would ever take this shape, I do like this ending for all of this.
I think the endings that the characters all get are pretty good, so that's why I forgive it, you know? I think it is just like, you know, I was thinking about it, like Kingdom Hearts 2 has a similar thing where you do the fights with all the organization members, but that has like the setting of like fighting your way through their headquarters. And I kind of think this could have worked better if it was more of like a linear fight your way up to the Xehanort thing, maybe. And like they kind of split into the thematic fights that they need to do. But I don't know. It's fine. It works. It does also. Some of it does feel like the thing where it's like, I know this isn't how games are made, but it kind of feels a little bit like, oh shit, we're getting to the end of this game and we're running out of money. We just got to wrap this thing up. And it's like, you know, you see Zenmus flying by on like the supporting strings and stuff, and you know, like feels a little bit like that. But I do think it all kind of works.
Yeah, I agree. So the three of them, Sora, Riku, and Mickey. Mickey didn't have anything to say through all this, but he's here. They're all exhausted from all the fighting. And Xehanort, meanwhile, has been doing absolutely nothing except watching and smiling. And now he has 12 Keyblades plus his own. And this seems bad.
Seems very bad.
And he, like in Birth by Sleep, he magically clears the clouds with his Keyblade to reveal Kingdom Hearts forming in the sky above them. And he looks down at Sora and says, "You need motivation." and he levitates Kairi in front of him and slashes her in the back, fridging her instantly.
Yeah.
Bye!
This was wild. Later they say that she's not dead, and I'm like, really? I thought she just turned to ice and exploded.
I feel like the further we get in this series, the more we're just kind of like, so like, can people just not die?
Yeah.
Is it like, if you own a Keyblade, you basically have to be killed in 13 different magical ways before you're actually dead?
Well, because I feel like, it's like, I thought that, getting your heart removed doesn't kill you, but if you just get killed, you die. I thought that's the deal, but I also thought this was a big missed opportunity. It would have been way better if he had Norded Kairi and Sora was forced to fight like a Norded Kairi or something.
Oh, God.
That's what I thought was going to happen, and when it wasn't that and he just killed her, I was like, oh, well, that sucks and also weird.
Yeah, thankfully, yes, we do hear from a character directly in a little bit. Kairi's fine.
I guess,
okay.
I guess he just, put her somewhere else.
In a fridge.
Yeah, in a fridge.
Sora flies into a rage and attacks Xehanort, creating the 13th key. But Xehanort uses his flying Keyblades to knock Sora down off the mountain. Riku follows his lead and also gets his ass kicked. Sometimes it's easy to forget that Riku and Kairi are also friends.
Yeah. So did they not have to kill all the other Xehanorts in order to make the keys? They just needed to smack their Keyblades once or twice?
That's unclear, but I'm assuming nobody needed to be killed to make this happen, considering that, Vanitas and Ventus didn't need to kill each other. We were only told that Light and Dark needed to clash.
Yeah, it's just weird because it seems like the blades only show up after they're... I know it's video game stuff, but it feels inconsistent, and it's like... It feels like you should have had the keys a lot sooner because they were all fighting before Sora showed up. It really only happened when Sora fought, it seems like.
That's because the player needed to watch it happen.
Yeah, I know. It just all feels like a little loosey-goosey. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this is one of the weakest parts of this part of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
This whole thing with Kairi being obliterated, and Mickey tries to cast Ultima, but Xehanort counters with a Stopza, which is funny for the fact that Riku and Mickey just spend the next 3 minutes of cutscenes just frozen.
Yeah.
So Xehanort floats into the air with his many Keyblades, and they combine to form the Ki-Yi Blade, the true Ki-Yi Blade, not the one from the other times. This is the real deal. And he starts covering Kingdom Hearts in darkness, which starts raining down from the sky. It does look very dramatic and cool. Sora is looking hopeless again. He's on his hands and knees. It's all over. But then you hear the soft pat, pat, pat of some webbed feet walking over to him.
I was so happy because I was pissed that they weren't in the rest of this part.
Yeah. They walk over. They say, Yensu died. Oh, well. No, he's gone. He's fine. Mm-hmm. We have to assume. They help him onto his feet. And Sora's like, but he's got Kingdom Hearts now. And Kairi... And everyone else walks over. And Roxas is like, you worried? Which I will say feels a little inappropriate.
Yeah.
To get a very, very small, funny moment of Ventus and Roxas glancing over at each other like, what the...
Yeah.
What the hell? I don't think either of them knew that there would be someone who looks exactly like them.
No, that's true.
So I also like this moment where Terra, Aqua, and Ventus are they are especially upset at this because there was a time when all three of them admired Xehanort as a Keyblade master.
Yeah.
So they're not happy to see this. Riku and Mickey finally start moving again. And Riku says one of my least favorite things I've ever heard in my life.
During the Mark of Mastery exam, we learned that he can transcend space and time. He's a portal, and we can use that to trap him.
Sure.
What does that mean?
I think that's because he's a time traveler, right?
What does it mean that he's a portal, though?
I think he's a portal to other times because of the way his heart is connected across time to himself.
But what happens in a moment is that they blast him with their Keyblades and a Dream Drop Distance spiky pink orb portal pops out of him and they go into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea what this means.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is we'll find out in Missing Link or I don't know. But Sora says, I'll handle Xehanort while you hold back the real threat, Kingdom Hearts itself. I like this shot as Sora walks ahead and we're just like super close on his shoes and we see Donald and Goofy like walk up side by side without saying anything. I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Also, Donald says, you can't forget about us, and Goofy says, we won't be much help here without Keyblades anyway, and Donald's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to stand around.
No, for sure.
This is where Shion walks over and says, Kairi's fine. And Sora's like, okay.
Okay, good. Great.
I guess you would know that because I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't sense her heart disappear or whatever. Who knows? But
like, Shion's not like a nominee. She's not created from Kairi's hearts. Her heart. She's created from Sora's memories of Kairi that she absorbed through Roxas absorbing Sora's memories.
Yeah, but her heart's probably still connected to Kairi's heart because of that.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Hearts and memories and all that and good stuff, yeah. Anyway, they blast Xehanort with their Keyblades. He opens up like a portal, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy fly into it. We start to see a whole lot of characters flying at this point. Mm-hmm. Very, very late Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah.
Look, there are cool moments that can't exist if we don't fly, so we're flying.
We fly now.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, they just fly like 100 feet in the air, and they go through the Xehanort portal, the Nordle, and they find themselves in the Windmill City from the intro cutscene where Xehanort and Ericus played bad chess.
Yeah.
Interesting. They have no idea where this is, but they say, well, it doesn't matter. I think Goofy's like, what a pretty town, and Donald's like, stop admiring it.
He says, admire it another time.
Yeah. And they start looking for Xehanort, and that is where we are stopping for this week.
Wow. See, no, I think this is what I was saying, that Xehanort is a portal to the other times in his life, because he's from here. So I kind of think that that's maybe what it is. I don't know. I don't know why he is that, but probably has...
I guess...
Yeah.
If we go back to what we learned about time travel in Dream Drop Distance, and I'm powering up my brain as strong as it gets to try to work this out.
Yep.
Xehanort, when his heart was separated from his body... No. Hold on. I stumbled at the very beginning. Xehanort learned about time travel from himself.
Yeah.
So when Terra Xehanort, as apprentice Xehanort, became Ansem Seeker of Darkness, that was his opportunity. His heart is out of his body, and he can travel to any point in his own timeline. Mm-hmm. And because his timeline is a train wreck, that means that he can go to a lot of places and times.
Yeah.
So, as we discussed in Dream Drop Distance, the fact that Xehanort at some point in his timeline becomes unhooked from time means that he is always unhooked from time, as long as the version of him knows that fact.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
So, like, 3-year-old Xehanort who doesn't know about time travel yet, he can't do it. But teenage Xehanort who has been told about it, he can do it.
Yep.
Okay. Let me save that.
Mm-hmm.
let me checkpoint that. I think I get it so far. Now, the fact that Xehanort as a being, no matter which Xehanort you're talking about, it is a fact that he, as a guy, as a heart, as a body, as a soul, whatever, is unhooked from time, means that you can use... Nope, I got nothing. I
think it's that. Like, you can use his heart to travel to those other times where he was in his life.
His own timeline.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that having the Dream Drop Distance thing pops out is like, I don't know, maybe this is a weird combination of the power of waking and Xehanort to traverse a heart to end up in a world.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, so we don't know much about this world yet. Do you know what it's called? Has that come up yet?
I think that I've heard it, but I don't think it's actually come up in the games yet.
I can say what it's called because at this point in the game, literally, you just need to go to a save point and it'll tell you. This is a world called Scala ad Caelum, which means, I believe is it Stairway to Heaven?
Oh, okay. That can make sense.
Yeah, Stairway to Heaven is what Scala ad Caelum means.
Gotcha.
And yeah, we saw that Xehanort lived here when he was a teen with Ericus. And we haven't seen much of it just yet, but it is very empty. So that's something that I have wondered, which is this a sleeping world? God forbid, a data world? Or maybe this is the past. Maybe you're right. Maybe this was a time in Xehanort's life when he was here and it was abandoned, maybe?
Yeah, or maybe it is like his dream of this world or something. I don't know.
Yeah. We still don't know. We don't know what's going on here, but maybe we'll find out in Missing Link.
Maybe. I wanted to check in on a couple things too. So he when he blasts Kingdom Hearts, he says, "Show me the world to come," which is interesting. I wonder what he means by that, because we still don't know what Kingdom Hearts is or does.
No. Is that he has said that his goal with all of this is to basically destroy the world and just see what happens. Like what sort of revealing fact he learns about the nature of the world from destroying it.
Yeah, because I think he kind of knows that it'll put itself back together.
Right. So maybe when he says "show me the world to come," he means like show me the new world. We're living in the world after the last Keyblade War. What's the world after this one?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because like Kingdom Hearts, people have said like it's a door or it lets you do whatever you want. We don't know what it is, so I'm curious to see if I find out what it is. I also want to check in on, has Sora opened the door yet? I can't remember.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't remember, all the way back in Kingdom Hearts 1, in Sora's Dive to the Heart tutorial, where Mickey Mouse says, "You are the one who will open the door." As far as we know, all that ever meant was, you are the one... Oh, God. I think that the official explanation is that he meant the door to light. That when he and Riku end up trapped in darkness, Sora is the one who has the capacity to open a door to light, which happened at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
I don't know if it means anything deeper than that. I don't think it was intended to mean anything in particular at the time. It was probably just meant to mean you're an important person who can change the world.
Yeah, and keys open stuff.
Yeah, but then they introduced a few specific doors that Sora opens.
Okay.
So.
I think we talked about this. I was just trying to I'm like, do I need to keep an eye out for a door he's going to open? Okay, good. I don't have to.
Yeah. Any other considerations?
No, that's it. Yeah, just guess I'm excited to see how much I actually find out at the end of this game.
Well, then we have something I missed last week, which is we got a message on our co-host from a friend of the show, Elizabeth Leafcrunch, who says, "Before this website kicks the bucket, can you please discuss my good post?" And links to a post. And this is the Kingdom Hearts to Star Wars analogies. So here's what we've got. Kingdom Hearts is A New Hope. Mm-hmm. Chain of Memories is the Star Wars holiday special if Chewie's family were lore critical.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, yeah.
Recoded is the comic book that Luke Skywalker is from.
Okay, yeah.
That's true.
It's true.
358 Days Over 2 is Rebels. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
Birth by Sleep is the Clone Wars. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's the origin story of a conflict with a colorful cast of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Drink Drop Distance is if Han was also training on Dagobah and better at it than Luke.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. A Fragmentary Passage is Rogue One. That makes sense.
Sure. I buy it, yeah.
Key back cover is the Tales of the Jedi comics. Never heard of them.
Me neither, but sounds... It does sound just like dry lore, so sure.
Yeah, probably like Old Republic stuff. Oh no, that's Unchained Key, Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay.
And then Union Cross, Knights of the Old Republic 2. Yeah.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Dark Road is the Old Republic MMO, which I think I played that for about 3 minutes and couldn't stand it.
Same. I played it for a little bit and went, I still don't like MMOs, and I stopped playing it.
Which is probably also what I would say if I tried playing Dark Road.
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is Return of the Jedi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sucks.
I don't know.
No, I like Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, I also
did not like Return of the Jedi.
it's impossible for me to separate my feelings of seeing that movie as a kid from how good it is. So, yeah.
As a person who had no nostalgia for the Star Wars movies, I watched Return of the Jedi maybe like a year ago, and I was furious. I hated it.
I think it's like, I think the Jabba Palace stuff is really good, and I don't know, I like a little guy. So, there you go.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is Return of the Jedi Special Edition. You don't know, but that's true.
Okay.
Melody of Memory is Connect Star Wars, but lore critical.
Sure, that makes sense from what I know.
Han Solo.
Yeah,
I'm Han
Han
Solo. That is upsettingly correct.
Yeah.
And then Missing Link is the Acolyte, which I haven't seen. I think Missing Link, well, I guess I don't know because I haven't seen the Acolyte. Missing Link, and also I haven't played Missing Link.
Okay.
In my mind, Missing Link will be Fallen... Oh my god, what's Cal Kestis' game?
Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, what was the original?
Jedi Survivor?
Oh, no, I think Survivor is the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Missing Link. Maybe. Haven't played it. It's not out yet.
It's hard to know.
Anyway, everyone please imagine the Master of Masters doing the Han Solo Jason Derulo dance.
I'm imagining it. It's good.
There he goes. Oh, look at him.
He would,
Yeah.
Yeah, he would do it too. He's a wacky guy.
He would do it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Shall we dive to the wiki?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's read about Aros or Aros Soul.
Yeah, which is Sora backwards, soul.
Oh, I don't know if I noticed that until you said it. Well, he is the main protagonist of Kingdom Hearts Soul Story, a strange human-lion hybrid and Keyblader of Light. Now, this is, as we've discussed a little bit, this is the original concept art for Sora when he was a lion boy with a chainsaw Keyblade.
Pretty cool.
He grew up in an orphan home in Blacklight City and eventually discovered his destiny to become a Keyblade master. He is traveling with Max Goof and Sith to... Who is Sith? I know who Max Goof is.
Sith is an anthropomorphic tiger and skilled marksman. Sith is an invented character, I believe.
So Sith is Tigger with a gun.
Yeah, he has a silver dog tag with the name Sith on it that hangs from his neck.
Okay, well, I need to... Maybe we'll learn about Sith next time. He's traveling with Max Goof and Sith to free the worlds from the Heartless, uncover the secrets of his past, and find Argus, his elusive father.
Oh.
Just like Sora's elusive father.
Yes, and as we all know, Sora's father's name is Sugra, because that's Argus backwards.
Ah. Again, I didn't notice until you said it.
Right.
What would you like to tell me about Aros Soul?
Oh, let's see. Let me tell you about his personality.
Okay.
Aros is a sly, adventurous young man who loves to live on the edge. He likes to ride around in his motorcycle, the Motorblade.
Around.
Causing mischief wherever he goes.
The Motorblade.
Yeah, Motorblade. Despite this nature, he is actually a strong-hearted person who would rather die than leave his friends and often finds himself helping people he doesn't know out of pure pity.
Huh.
That doesn't sound nice, really.
I guess it's nicer than not helping them.
True. Aros has very few memories about his early childhood, although he does remember his mother and a lion-like man who he believes is his father, Argus.
His mom, a human, and his dad, a lion.
Just... Oh, no.
I do want to read one sentence from Weapons and Abilities, which is, Aros has been able to wield a Keyblade ever since he could remember.
Wow.
Even as a baby.
That's upsetting.
Aros's past is still uncertain, but it is known that his mother was a normal human. His father, Argus, was very secretive and worked for a large biochemistry lab called Nitro, like the word knight, like a knight with a sword and armor, but with R-O. Nitro. Is that something backwards? No. In the northern sector of Blacklight City. News about the Soul's whereabouts were unknown after a murder occurred at Nitro Labs, and the Souls disappeared from the city. 1 month later, Aros's mother was found dead, and 3 years later, a mysterious lion-like man dropped off young Aros at an orphan home in the eastern sector of the city, and left without a word. Wow. He grew up in the orphan home, causing trouble making friends no comma, making friends with the other children, and studying the lore of the Keyblade, which he was able to summon. God, I wish that were me. I would love to study the lore of the Keyblade someday, if they would let me.
Yeah, please give me some lore of the Keyblade.
Because of his appearance, he was never taken in by any family. I guess that makes sense. He's a lion boy. This is what I talk about, like, Donald and Goofy in Twilight Town, and everyone's just cool with it. This is if they weren't.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not more cool with it.
What is that? When he grew older, he learned how to repair vehicles, allowing him to rebuild a motorcycle which he named Motorblade. Aros would ride around town, taking odd jobs from the city people and getting into more trouble. When he was 14, Jesus... How old was he when he first started riding his motorcycle around town?
Like 9, you know.
He rode into an abandoned junkyard and was attacked by strange dark creatures. After fighting them off, Aros returned to the home to find a note for him in the mail, telling him to meet someone at the abandoned Nitro Labs warehouse at midnight. Curious about what was going on, he decided to show up at the warehouse that night.
Read the rest of this. Let's see.
There's quite a bit more. He meets Max, Goof, and Sith, which is good.
He does. Yeah, I think we can hear some quotes from the cutscenes, though.
Please, tell me some quotes.
A Keyblade. So that's what it is. But you've had it since you were a child. Let's see. You can't judge a book by its cover. Of course I'm strong. I'm half lion.
So you can judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. You touch my motorcycle, and I'll rip your arm off. This is an adventure. I'm not afraid of getting hurt. I won't stop until I finish this mission. I'm Aros Soul. This is my story, and you aren't a part of it.
Now, hold on.
Let's see.
That's... Oh my god, what is his name from Final Fantasy X? Auron.
Yeah, this is my story. I like this one. I have the heart of a lion in more ways than one. Is that why the Keyblade chose me?
Pulling out a heart in a jar. Here's one of my favorite battle quotes of his. Insert party member name here.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Now you know. Don't mess with me.
That's winning a boss battle.
Aros is based on Sora's original concept. His name is Sora spelled back. Oh! His theme is Breathe Into Me by Red.
It's Breath Into Me.
It's Breath Into Me by Red. Some of the lines in it can relate to Aros, such as, when I don't know myself anymore, and I can't feel you, I'm falling.
Great character.
I've never heard of Red, but they sound great.
Me neither. I'm assuming it's some sort of, like, new metal band based on this person's previous interests.
Well, I googled it, and it looks like it's just a color.
Oh.
Damn it. Oh, well. Yeah, we'll have to learn about Sith next time, but I think it's time for us to wrap this up, because this is a big old episode.
Yeah, you gotta wish us duck, though. We gotta really quickly
wish us duck.
This
is Wish Us Duck, the segment where we sound like Donald Duck.
Let's see.
I kind of want to just say insert party member.
Yeah, that's good. We can do that.
Even though I know that it's got multiple N's, my least favorite letter to say is Donald.
It's true, it's tough.
Okay, and I'm going to say this like I'm beginning my limit, which is what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Kind of seems like I said that the same way I say everything else is Donald Duck.
Yeah, well, that's...
Huh.
You're always starting your limit. Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
When you hear that, you know you're in trouble. Well, that's it. We are on co-host for now, although I think by the time this goes out, it might be a read-only website.
Yeah.
It sounds about light. I'm on Blue Sky at Posy Stress. You can listen to my other podcast, Dr. Huh, where we're going to be watching The Unicorn and the Wasp next. I already watched it. It's pretty fun.
All right. Cool. You can find me on Blue Sky at Achilles-Heelys, and I don't know, listen to this podcast again. It's pretty good.
Please do.
Yeah.
I think I'll edit this out if I'm wrong, but I think that by the time this goes up, the extra credit 200th episode will be up.
Woo!
Or part 1 of it anyway.
That's exciting.
Yay!
Yay!
Check out other podcasts on noisepace.xyz, such as Prime Cuts, Pot of Greed, Check Out This Guy, and many more. Jergin' It.
Yeah.
My old podcast about the secret life of the American teenager. It's all still up. It's over 100 episodes. That show was long as hell.
I listened to like a quarter of it. and I plan to finish. I plan to finish it someday.
I think it's good, but I'm afraid to go back to it. But I think it's good.
Yeah, it's good. You sound like a little baby, but it's good.
Anything else? Yes. The normal way that we end it.
Yeah.
I had to edit out the part last time where I said that Rutger Hauer is Danish. He's Dutch. I'm so sorry, Rutger.
Yeah, those are...
Let me do my best impression of a Dutch Xehanort saying, Keyblade.
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 Well, bye.
Bye.
If I had a Keyblade, it'd be different.
Like you're actually worthy to use one?
Oh. I am worthy.
Huh? What do you mean?
The old coot promised to bequeath me his. Why else do you think I would ever put up with all his nonsense?
It'd be wasted on you.
As if.